Well, now to the man who says boob jobs are the answer to the Gold Coast's financial woes.
Now, this afternoon we received a letter from Mr. Tate, and in it he said if our story is to air, then he reserves his right to initiate defamation proceedings. Here's what he had to say just a short time ago.
So all this bit that, oh, where's the birds gonna land? Well, if it wasn't for man, the birds wouldn't be there.
Dale Dixon won't come out here and talk to us and tell us why he is protecting his tame turkeys in there.
I thought surfing in that section was free.
He's got multiple companies and he uses friends, puts his friends on these companies.
It's not like it's an environment that was nature-made. It was man-made years ago.
The Mayor is wrong about the whole spit being man-made. It's existed for centuries.
Right now, thousands of families in Terrabudgera.
And if Kerry Slater came here and said that this is the best place to surf, who can argue with that?
We don't have a budget for that. It's a state government budget. It's a state government project.
Not according to the Tourism Minister.
But without doubt, the groin is a council issue. It is looked after by them.
It's a bit like somebody's 8.5 months pregnant. You're not going to abort. The middle class is emerging.
Swinging a man. I got that.
Well, now to the man who says boob jobs are the answer to the Gold Coast's financial woes.
Well, I think the focus just on the breast augmentation is only a very small niche market, and it's not just for the female. The men can get in there. If they want to get their calf implants, some people do.
Save our spit. Save our spit? I'd say, let's...
What I say to you is that I'm not saying they're loose with the truth, they're lying.
Right, it was a comment on radio, and let's build it, let it come.
We're seeing a cruise ship terminal.
For instance, here, we've got pipeline here to go in and we can draw sand from the board water, the dredging. So it has worked. It has stopped further corrosion. There's a lot of sand in the board water. Of course I support Pink. I listen to her. This used to be a fun house.
But now it's full of evil clowns.
That's why I'm here in Canberra and wanting to talk to the current government to show them the light of day.
But just who he plans to talk to is a mystery.
And I'm left thinking that it is a stunt because he's made no attempt to contact me when he's coming down to Canberra. He's made no attempt to contact Greg Combet, the Minister for Climate Change. Tom Tate needs to stop encouraging people to break the law. We expect local governments, as all governments in Australia, to behave responsibly.
So it shouldn't really impact our beach that much. These allegations are untrue. I now know how Campbell Newman feels.
I would say that the gentleman is not worthy of the position of Mayor.
For the betterment of our city. I believe that Tony Abbott will be our Prime Minister.
What the housewives of Australia need to understand as they do the ironing.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Howard government's industrial legislation, it was good for wages, it was good for jobs, and it was good for workers.
A woman takes leave because she's having a baby, she should be paid at her wage. Just as if a bloke takes leave to go on holidays, he should be paid at his wage.
But sometimes, in the heat of discussion, you go a little bit further than you would if it was an absolutely calm, considered, prepared, scripted remark, which is one of the reasons why the statements that need to be taken absolutely as gospel truth is those carefully prepared, scripted remarks.
So every time you make a statement, we have to ask you whether it's carefully prepared and scripted or whether it's just something on the fly.
Look, we
no, can... seriously, this is a very serious question.
Homosexuality, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I probably feel a bit threatened. No, it's pretty obvious that
How's that turning into a media circus? Okay, well tell me, what's the context, and if it's out of context, what is the context? You're not saying anything, Tony.
I've given you the response you deserve.
Well, What's the context, though? If it's not... I've listened to all the tapes. There's 3 camera angles of that discussion. Are you saying it's not about McKinney, about that operation? Well, what is the right context? I'm asking you. Can I ask you how it's been taken out of context? No. Nothing else to say, Tony? Okay.
I mean, if Tony Abbott ends up the Prime Minister of Australia, I mean, you've got to say, God help us. God help us, you know. An intellectual, truly an intellectual nobody. And no policy ambition, you know. I mean, is that all there is? You know the song, is that all there is? I mean, is that where we'd be, really? I mean, I used to... Look, he turned up in the last couple of years when I was Prime Minister. I regard him as a sort of resident nutter on their side, you know.
It's a regrettable fact, but I think when he looks in the mirror, he sees, looking back at him, Napoleon Bonaparte.
The disdain and arrogance that's coming out of City Hall at the moment.
Well, specifically on the cruise ship companies, that not in specific terms. Let me ask you this way. I asked in general terms, if I build it, will you come? And the answer is yes.
The RSPCA, I think, terminate or kill over 36,000 animals a year.
And I just want to point out to the surfers there's 65 kilometres of beach here on the Gold Coast, and take a pic.
These former Surfers Paradise Bowls members are all retired and they don't have the money or the fight to take someone like Tom Tate on in court. They say by speaking out, they just want people to be aware.
Pretending they were going to help, and we ended up losing our property.
He was talking to me about how he was trying to get hold of the Surfers Paradise Bowls Club and will drag out the renovations so that they can't use their only income-making areas, which was their bar and their restaurant. And he said, and then they'll end up foreclosing because they won't be able to pay their lease payments, so they'll have to relocate.
If I was an exotic animal, I'd rather be in the circus.
I'm not going to stop working less, and environmentally very low impact. Well, so many people has opinion of the Gold Coast, so many different ways, but we came up with the idea of the red dot.
Yeah, that one. My first impression that it was a bit of a communist sign.
The Japanese tourists will probably like it. It's closely related to their flag.
No, I got up, put my running clothes on, and
So you run each and every morning?
just 6-7 Ks, that's all. So we go for a run, or I'll go to the gym, and it's what it's all about for me. I'm always, I enjoy sport, and it gives you good health, but the main thing why I train a lot is it gives me the opportunity to eat what I like.
Oh, right, okay, so it balances out what, a diet of pies?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, Tom. Tom Tate.
I'm sorry,
Oh, hi.
Dropped out.
That's all right, we get a little bit of that on the Gold Coast here and there, but...
Mayor Tom Tate, today he displayed that he is a dictator.
Everyone here today doesn't want...
Thank you very much.
The dredging, corrosion,
Terra
corrosion. Where's the birds going to land? A global city.
3 days of sunshine will be, the wetland will dry up. It's the budget that won't deliver items that are nice to have.
I think I would say that a lot of 38 people are Kiwis, and they shouldn't have their say in that.
Any voice of opposition so far, as we can see, has been pretty much ignored.
Mayor Tate and his councillors are all individually liable and can face a maximum sentence of 10 years in jail.
So I'm standing here, I'm not in Long Bay.
When I say Tate, you say Tate! Tate! Tom Tate! Amazing. Tom Tate, cruise ship.
There's no concern on whether it be seagrass or the waves and environmental impacts. This building is an iconic building. This is the kind of building we want on the Gold Coast, and we'll take the best bit from Las Vegas and put it on the Gold Coast.
It was a smokescreen really for a
public land grab by, private developer.
Any conflict of interest at all?
No, not at all.
The Mayor's not supposed to have any input into who's employed into his office, but it seems he knows them all. Chief of Staff Wayne Moran and Miss Holzapfel both worked on his election campaign. Rachel Richardson is an ex-employee of Miss Holzapfel's PR firm. Herman Vorster worked alongside Mr Moran on a state campaign, while Katrina Metcalf is a former receptionist at TATE'S Islander Resort. Other than Miss Metcalf, all have worked for the Liberal National Party. Doesn't it all seem a little bit too coincidental?
There's more interest in sacking people and winding things down. From all my experiences around the world, at least you get offered a cup of tea. We didn't even get offered a glass of water.
Corrosion.
Kerry Slater.
Terrabudgera corrosion. Where's the birds going to land? Aquarius.
The dredging.
Corrosion.
Kerry Slater.
Terrabudgera corrosion. Where's the birds going to land? Aquarius.
Other councillors we've talked to said they were embarrassed, bemused and disappointed, but they wouldn't air their disappointment today, worried that Mayor Tate will single them out.